Yeah, but the thing is, like as I said, one thing we're talking about was like reminiscing the good old days,
Like old people.
and what the difference, like the authenticity of things that we used to see back in the days, like on stage, you see people like with such a creative concepts coming on stage, and it wasn't an easy task just to, okay, I got a good idea and I gotta be there. No, you have to be audition.
Yeah, it's true, it's true. You had to be audition. Okay, shall we do that?
I thought we were already doing that.
Yeah,
I didn't-
we're just filling in.
I didn't think we were already doing it. Okay.
I thought we were already
Let's go to the
talking about it.
bloopers,
But Irene, how are you? What's on your mind in regards to auditioning for dancing? What do you think it was like then as compared to now?
I mean, I'm not in the Congress circle like I was back then, so I don't even know exactly how it goes. But I think now the people that are more famous get called because I think the main difference between, I would say, now and then is that the Congresses started as a dream, for Elie Rizarri and Albert Torres and Richard. It was a dream they had to share the culture, the salsa from Puerto Rico with the whole world and to show how it was, it was being influenced. It was influencing people all over. But then it became a money-making machine.
Commerce.
Commerce.
Yeah.
And that changed the game. I think when
Drastically.
when you're trying to make money, and nowadays, for example, there are so many events and so many congresses that in the promoters' minds, it's not even making money most of the time, it's just not losing money.
Right.
So then the how you say, the process changed. Before we had to audition, and only the best shows got in. And for example, they used to choose one show per country.
Yeah.
And now
Sure.
it's whoever is famous now that can bring more people.
Now it's like bringing me 20 people and maybe you will actually have your plane ticket paid.
Yes.
That's how low has become, which is it's for newcomers with they want to, let's say, I want to make a name nowadays, and nowadays how social media is affecting. Everything is like you just post something and it looks really charming, it looks super sharp, and okay, this is good. But what do you have as a background? I mean, back in the days, the background that you had is basically what it counted, right? But nowadays it's like bring me this amount of people, and then you will get a shot at the event, and that for all schoolers like we are, it's like, hey, come on, look back at the days when we actually build up the scene somehow. Because they don't take in account the fact that it's rolling now. But why it's rolling? It's rolling because people have to invest. Not just promoters, artists, teachers. We invested so much effort, in order to keep this going.
Yeah.
And now it took off. And now they took off. It's like it's like the rules have changed now. This is the rules of the game. Now if you wanna be here, this is what we offer you. So, wow, it's kind of. Being in between is hard. It's either you are there or there.
Yeah.
Yes, at the moment in my experience, because I retired like you, I went off the scene, before I used to get paid and flown everywhere and paid for my work, and then I retired and then I came back and I got back in the scene, because the good thing is that we can come back anytime. When you're good at what you do, you can always stop and come back. But what I find now is that there's a new generation of very famous, it's easy to get famous, so you have the very famous people that bring a lot of people to the Congress, like really amazing artists, because they are truly incredible, and so they get paid a lot of money, a ridiculous amount of money to be there, because they are like the stars of the event, and then everybody else, you get paid or not, depending how many people you bring. So, you get commission. For example, if I take 30 dancers, I will make a commission, and maybe sometimes you get paid for your ticket or accommodation. You kind of negotiate, and it's very much about what you can give to get, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Apart from certain events that you'll be called specially, as a guest to pay, but it's changed drastically.
I think also because events have been kind of changing in a way that before was one way, right? Was the Congress, it's the exchange. That was the idea, right? You want to know what's going on in the dancing around the world, because let's face it, back in the days, no one knew. Like when the first time I saw these events in Puerto Rico, I was like, that's how they dance in Colombia. Ah, that's how they dance in Holland. I mean, you didn't get
No
to see
YouTube.
these things. There's no YouTube, no Facebook, there's no Instagram. I mean,
Right.
you wanna be in the scene, you gotta be there,
Yeah.
right? And that was the only way to get to know things. Nowadays, I mean, you just post a video on Facebook or YouTube and that's it, right? It's easy. But one thing is that many events nowadays have different target. They are different market now because it's all the salsa junkies that just want to dance. They don't care about if you teach or if you do a show.
Like
They
the salsa
just-
marathon.
Exactly.
They're very
They
popular
just
now.
want to dance to good music. And it's okay.
Yeah.
And then you have events where you just want to get, wow, the jaw droppers. Like you see, it's like the Cirque du Soleil. It doesn't even look like salsa or anything like the back in the days we used to do, but it's amazing. It's entertainment.
Yeah.
And then you got to all the type of events where you get more like content, like historical content. You have more intellectual content. Congresses, there are seminars and clinics. You understand?
Yes.
So it depends on which kind of target you wanna put your energy to. You know.
Well, it's one of the big reasons why I don't travel as much anymore is because, you know, man, it's very hard to go to teach a class and see people are just there as form or fashion and they're not genuinely there to learn
True that.
what's really going on. So
Right.
for me, it's like, if it's like, you know, a congress where it's just blah, 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 then it's cool. If you're inviting me to teach a specific class, then I'm like, okay, then I'm there. But otherwise, I've done the jump ship from move to move and whatever. I've played that game. For me now, if I'm leaving my house, I'm coming to teach you because you are genuinely interested in wanting to learn. Like, that's the only reason I'm getting on a plane these days.
Yeah, luckily, I mean, there are the scene is growing a lot, and we have to, you know, thank all the people that started this. You know, like we talk about Ali,
Yeah.
and then all the people that created the other congresses. Because I think now, at the beginning, very few people could make a career of this because there
Yeah.
wasn't enough work. Now, a lot of people are making a career of this, and one thing I'm noticing, which is very personal to me, I'm a professional dancer. I'm a ex-ballet dancer, and hip hop and all that. So I got into salsa by chance because I was a good dancer of other things. You know, I started getting offered jobs as a salsa dancer because I could perform and I could dance. And then I realized, you know, I was getting so much work and I really liked it and I decided to study it. But of course, then it became more like everybody can do it kind of thing. But now, because the opportunities are so huge, I see more and more professional dancers coming into salsa and being on stage.
True.
So the game has changed drastically because that wasn't the case back then. I remember as a professional dancer, the first time I went to Cuba in '96, I almost died because I had been dancing salsa for like 6 years. And I realized I didn't dance at all. I had just won a competition dancing rumba. I didn't dance rumba. I don't know what I dance. So that was my first like
Wake
really
up call.
wake
in a
up
way,
call.
yes.
I decided to study. And then,
Yeah.
you know, New York. And then the first time I went to Puerto Rico, I couldn't even dance. I was watching the Papa Tambor people and you guys. And
Papa Tambor.
oh my
man.
God, they were
Yeah.
Now, if you don't know
amazing.
who that should be your homework.
Dicky Colon, man. Of
If
Oh my
you
course.
God,
don't
Nikki,
know-
very good friend. Very
Yeah,
good
yeah.
friend.
If you don't know who, let me just plug him. If you don't know who Papa Tambor
Papa
is,
Tambor, man.
please do your homework.
They
If you're
were
gonna Google
amazing.
them, you go Los Danzarines de Papa Tambor, right? That's a real
Oh my
long
God.
name.
Let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Because the first time I saw them perform was at the first New York Congress with David Melendez.
Oh, David.
And this was at Kokomo's. I think it was like one of the opening nights or something at Kokomo's. And we were off doing our thing, and then we heard this group from Puerto Rico is performing, and we were like, well, who are they?
You heard. It's not, we saw it on Facebook and
Right.
you heard.
No,
the rumor was big all the time
you
back
know,
in the day.
this group from Puerto Rico is coming and they're supposed to be good. And we were all like, you know, because we were like the spin gods at the time. New York was like all about spin. So I'm like, okay, so we were like, who's coming? And it was myself, it was Frankie Martinez, it was Amanda Estilo, some other people. And we went to the front of the stage because we were like, well, let's see what they got.
With that attitude, right? Like,
That
come on,
same New York
show me what you
attitude.
got, right?
Man, boy, when Tito Ortiz started shaking them shoulders, and when Vivian started doing them hip things, I was like, oh my, like,
something
I mean, like,
else, man.
just their basic.
That's correct.
Just the basic.
It's not just executing the basics.
Yeah.
The flavor these guys added to
Just
whatever they did is like
basic,
man.
bro. Just the base, and we were like, okay, so they're doing basic, right turn, a front double cross here and there, some pulsations. But you look at that, and I'm like, damn, I cannot do that.
And this is we're talking about stuff that is doesn't need to be like a rocket science super complicated combination. You can break them down easily, but it's not about that.
The
Because
flavor.
they had the
dancing.
Afro, they had the Afro-Antillean flavor.
The
Flavor
flavor.
was, for me, they were
The sauce. Yeah.
They changed the game for me.
They
and
did.
Vivian used to say to me, she used to say to me this, you just wanna be, as a joke, she was very sweet, but she used to say to me like, you just wanna be around us because you just like my energy. And I was like, yes, you know, like, because I used to hang out with them, you know, in the
True
congresses,
story.
I would just like sit down and,
yeah.
you know, have a coffee with them, and I just
Oh, yeah.
wanted to be in their presence.
Oh yeah.
That's how I felt, you know, like,
You enrich
you know,
yourself that
I
way.
used to
It's
feel
fun.
like that about
Yeah.
you, about
Yeah.
you know, Franklin, about Eddie, obviously, you know, my mentor, about all
Yeah.
these people that I couldn't even dance.
Yeah.
I remember being in Puerto Rico by the stage, and Vivian and Vicky and all of them and Tito dancing, and I was just watching, thinking like, okay, so I've been dancing for 10 years.
Yeah.
Let me go back and start again. You know. Like,
Well, let me tell you.
like
Let me tell you
constantly.
because I remember the first time I asked Tito to dance.
Oh, I love Tito.
Right? Because I was like, okay, you know, I gotta dance. Right there, the same night at the Congress, I was like, okay, I gotta dance with this guy. But the thing is, with the whole culture system, it wasn't normal, you know,
No.
for dudes to dance with dudes. So
Especially in Puerto Rico.
Exactly.
But
But-
it doesn't happen, right?
But Tito came over to me, and he's with that smile,
Oh, it's amazing.
with that smile, that energy, and he's like, Papa, I'm so sorry, you know, but you know, And I'm like, dude, you dance really well. This is all it's about. I would really love to dance with you. And he looks at me and he goes, really? I'm like, really? He goes, really? I'm like, he goes, let's dance.
Wow.
And he danced with me for the first time right there at Kokomo's. That was an introduction
Awesome.
to like a lifetime friendship. And Vivian, I mean all of them. They were so not just good dancers, but the way in which they welcomed us as New Yorkers was really cool because
they welcomed everybody.
we thought we were the shit, and they humbled us
Humble.
on a basic step.
That's the point.
They humbled us on a basic.
In the classes, in the workshops, I mean, they were not a regular workshop that my people know now.
Yeah.
They were clinics.
Yeah.
Yes,
They used to actually say, okay, we move this way
Yeah.
because back in the days, I mean, the history says, I mean, you just have to take your notebook and
Yeah.
start writing down
Yeah.
stuff because they were giving you so much valuable information, not just about how to shake your booty, but
Right.
you know, giving you like the content of everything.
Yes.
And this is one thing that I miss a lot in congresses nowadays, because nowadays it's everything about flash moves and how to impress. And I will say honestly, I mean, I love teaching, and I love sometimes you go around and observe classes because I like to learn stuff. Every time you learn something new. And sometimes I just take a look and look at the workshop and what was going on. And sometimes, I mean, the instructor is not even looking back what's going on in the class. And you see 75% of the class lost. Following a routine that, let's face it, they will never execute in the club. I mean, it's nice to learn stuff, but what's the point of it? I mean, you want to sweat, go to Zumba. And not even Zumba I can recommend because, I'm sorry, it's dance badly made.
Yeah. It's one of the reasons, I swear, and this is something people probably don't know, but I think I told you this a few days ago. I never plan a class.
You just get in.
I have no idea what I'm walking into. I don't even know what the class is until I get there. Because I don't know what I'm going to do until I see the talent that I have. I could plan whatever I want to plan at home all day long. If I show up and you can't do it, then what good is it? You know what I mean?
Totally.
So I trust my repertoire enough that when I show up, all right, I scan the room, I do a couple of basics of Suzy Q here, and then I make my decision. And I also ask, like, you know, what would you like to
feel like?
But I ain't showing up with no routine trying to teach you nothing. First of all, I ain't working before I work.
Yeah. But you mentioned something quite important because you say you trust your repertoire, meaning you already chopped your skills so much. You already got in your pocket.
You can
so
do
much
that because you have
because that's the thing. It's like
yeah.
I remember when I started teaching. My goodness, I was so nervous.
Of course.
And I had to plan A, plan B, plan C, and I ended up doing plan D that never existed.
Yeah.
Because especially in workshops, you know how it is. You don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, finally, after traveling for many years in different places, you kind of, I'm going to teach in Germany. You already got the German standard. Okay, I'm going to Holland. You know the the Holland standard, or Japan. You know, you start to kind of more or less know what kind of situation you're going to face, but still, you don't know. I mean, you know the topic of the class, and that's it. And then, as Stian mentioned, okay, I will believe and trust my repertoire. And just let them dance. I just put music and let them dance. And watch them. And I see what they need. What can I help them? That's the thing. How can I impress them? No, it's not that. How can I help them?
Yeah, but I think that's the different mentality. I mean, I'm the same in terms of that my focus when I teach is teaching, is helping the people in the room. I do plan more, but I don't think there's a right or wrong way, because it has to do with personality.
Exactly.
I like to plan because I teach very deep and detailed, and I like to have an idea, and then I adapt it to the people, and sometimes I have to change it completely, but it makes me feel less anxious. So it has to do with personality.
Yeah, of course.
But what I feel is that when you go to Congress, I say this to the students for today's Congress, I say this to all my students. Congress is, for me, the classes in Congress is right now. You cannot learn in Congresses. It's not for you to go learn. It's for you to go, first of all, see what's going on, get inspired, and open a door. So I'll give an example. I love Tanya Canarsa. I'm working with her. I direct her project here. The first time I saw her dance, and I did a class with her, I didn't learn anything, because I couldn't even follow her with all my experience. So always my thought is, if I'm going to be 50, I've been dancing, I started ballet school at 4. If with all my experience, Pilates teacher, yoga teacher, salsa dancer, I cannot follow something. I cannot even imagine the rest of the people. But what it gave me, and what it gives me, and this is what I try to pass on, is I want to learn from that person. So then I became her student, and I started taking serious classes. Now I go to Italy. I started working with her. But the congresses right now for me are entertainment. People go to a class that they cannot follow. Sometimes just to be in the presence of the teachers. I'll give an example. For me, people like Luis Vasquez, Juan Matos. I just want to be in the class because I'm going to laugh from the moment I get into the moment I come out. I don't care what they teach. So like there are different teachers for different things. And in the Congress, if I go to Rodrigo and Bercy, I go to have fun because Rodrigo makes me die from the moment I get into the moment.